You look a little moist there.
Well,
You been working?
yeah, so I had to get 3 pens of cattle up, 2 pens of cattle up, so I get cows and calves up, because there was too many with bad eyes to dart them. There was one cow had 2 bad eyes, one had 1 bad eye, and then about 4 or 5 calves. And so we run them all through, and I gave them all another pink eye shot, and gave the ones with bad eyes some LA. And then I poured them all to keep flies off. Anyway, I'm going to keep those up here.
Okay.
Until we get them healed up at least. We have one pasture that's done already. And
By done, you mean grass is totaled?
there isn't hardly anything left out there for them. They've got probably the rest of this week they can be there, because we opened up that hayland. You know. There won't be any regrowth out there because it hasn't rained for so long. So we're going to start feeding this one group. I just let them in to drink water right now, and then I'm going to feed them with the feed wagon, then I'll let them out in that pen back there. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to feed now and go cool off and eat some lunch. Did you bring me anything?
I went to the county fair.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's a place for old people.
Yep.
County fair.
Yeah.
And I got 4 frozen pizzas.
Oh, so I got to cook.
He's got to cook, he says.
I'm hot.
It's frozen pizza. Do you know how to start the oven?
When are you going to eat?
When I get done cutting.
Okay.
It's only like 10.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 10.
That was quite the intro. A lot of talking. Now that we lost half of you, let's go cut some hay. Yeah, we got pastures burning up. We're moving cattle off them. Dad was telling how we got some bad eyes, so that pasture needed to come up anyway so we can get the other pasture up. They got to run through that same pasture, so we don't want the cattle to mix up. So Dad and Jeff were, Dad and Jeff were working some critters. Pastures are looking bad. I was at therapy this morning, so we're just getting back home, hop on the tractor and go. So this pasture right here, don't mind the weeds, I sprayed it yesterday. That's where the cattle, we're gonna have to move them off there in a week or less. It looks like what Dad would call, a pool tabletop or a putting green. It's just grubbed all the way down, and it's not growing back, it's turning brown. So now we gotta feed the cattle in the feedlot at home. Bales of hay, stored feed basically. Uncle Jeff sighting. Our neighbors over here, they're moving some stacks of hay bales. I think how they do it is really cool. Hopefully they don't mind me getting a little video of it. They got a hay mover. They pile up those bales a very specific way. Then they just back in and pick up the hay with their stack mover. When they get back to their farm, they just set the stack right back down. Okay, so we're back over at Jeff's place. We're doing second cutting of alfalfa. It's not gonna turn out well, but you can see it's flowered. It's probably, looks to me like 80% flower, maybe 90%. And so once it gets there, the quality starts going down. It's not really growing anymore. And so really all you can do is cut it and just pray for a rain, and hopefully your third cutting amounts to something. I can already tell you right now, when we're raking this in a couple days, it's gonna be tough for the guy raking to see where he's been and where he hasn't been. I've had that before where you don't know what you're raking if you're even in the right spot, because the rows are so just minuscule. Put the head down, see if it's bunching it up. We're gonna want a tight windrow, because if it's spread out, we're just gonna lose it and not be able to see it and not be able to pick it up. It does smell really good, these flowers. We don't got very much stuff. You can see the ground through the windrow. Yesterday we tried to pull it in pretty tight, getting ready for today. We loosened those, I don't know, like turn handle things and pulled it in. It's still not very good. And unfortunately, I think these first couple passes are gonna be the best. There's some stuff in through there, especially right there. It looks brown. Dad specifically said, when you get going, don't text me and tell me how bad it is. Can barely see the windrow now. It's not even dry yet. You do have a couple pockets of decent stuff. Basically, bottoms of a hill. This is pretty ugly. Look at that windrow right there. Nothing. I got the header tilted pretty far down. Takes the fun out of farming, that's for sure. When it comes to my pasture that my cattle are in, we always say they're out west, which just basically means west of here. It's about 20 miles. They usually get less rain than we do out here. So our pastures are hurting, the pastures over there are hurting. It'll be ahead of schedule this year. We're gonna have to bring them home unless it starts raining sometime soon. With the lack of feed and the high price of feed, corn and grass and alfalfa, I'm gonna have to reduce my herd a little bit. We're gonna get rid of the older stuff, the ugly stuff, you know. Gonna keep the 12 or so first calf heifers, but all the older stuff is gonna go. And what sucks about that is people everywhere, farmers everywhere, that have already been getting rid of cows, taking them off pasture, selling them. People doing it right now. And so the market is just overwhelmed with all these cows. So the price is horrible, but nobody's got feed to feed them. And you know, it's a lot of negative talk. It sucks. The bright side is the last few years have been really nice. A lot of moisture, except actually 3 years ago it was so wet we only got half our crop in. But you know, we're gonna be okay. It's just gonna be a lot less successful. Not only that, when you gotta sell cattle, you're like, all right, whatever, you just get some more the next year when it's better. It takes a lot of capital to regrow a herd, and it sets you back many years. And unfortunately, for many farmers, this will be their last year. A lot of people aren't going to be able to swing it. Switching up the conversation, today's my first day farming with some khaki shorts. Please let me know in the comments if I should never do that again. I'm not a fashionable guy, so I think it goes well with my white legs. Whew. Sun's bouncing off of that. I might have blinded a few people. My bad. Yeah, I'd have to say that is the worst alfalfa field that I've ever been in. But nice thing is I can really easily see the badger holes. Try not to hit a rock and start a fire. There's a positive side to most things, eh? Like, we're gonna do some amazing things to our feedlots, like we did 2 weeks ago. Get them nice and clean, haul on some more clay. Look at this drought as an opportunity to do things you can't normally do. Like cry yourself to sleep most nights. Just kidding. Get into places that you normally can't. Maybe fence that creek bottom that is underwater every year. Heck, cement some metal tubes in there. Don't ever have to do it again. Yeah. Yeah. That looks like something. Then you get up here, and that looks like nothing. Look at that windrow. Even if I raked it now, it wouldn't even be able to pull it up. Just trail mariner. Pretty obvious thing someone's gonna come up with is, why don't you irrigate? Someone did try that years ago, and people's wells started drying up. Couldn't even water your cattle. We don't have enough groundwater for that. We don't have a river nearby. We don't have a lake. We don't have anything. We just can't really be done around here. I never thought I'd need auto steer for the pure fact of I don't know what I have and haven't cut yet. Once I get out of this field, we'll be a little more positive when I don't have to look at this. What's with the shovel? Oh lordy. That would dull a blade or two, that's for sure. You know what time it is? Pizza time. Pizza. That's gonna be pretty painful. We'll probably get about 8 bales out there, that's my guess. 8 bales. Haven't seen this yet, but way down there is the whole herd and they're around hay feeder. So they think it's not worth grubbing dirt. They've switched to the hay. So once that bale's gone, we basically know they got to get out of there. You think Ellie wants to go in the garage? Hi, you want to go in the garage? Let's go. Oh, the garage. I love the garage. I had a dream last night. I was running, so that was fun. I just got this pasture at home that I want to hit, and then I've been to the 4 pastures around home that I take care of when it comes to weeds. And then you know how that goes. Next week I can hit them all again. Man, I'm so glad that I get to be out in the sun spraying weeds today. I told myself last surgery, I don't think I could do another surgery. It just wears on you, sitting there helpless. So I went on a mission trip to Haiti twice, and one time they're playing Would You Rather, and one of the options was, would you rather sit on a tin roof in Haiti, and I don't remember what the other one, or would you rather whatever the other one was. And to be honest, if the other one were, or be cooped up in the house with a hurt leg, I think I'd choose sit on the tin roof on a sunny day in Haiti. As long as I can get like some sunscreen or something. We're just gonna be chilling, and then bam, they get hit with a hot load. Next couple days is gonna get real hot. I'll probably be able to cook an egg on that seat. Here we go. Hello. Hello? Darn telemarketers. Anyway, all you gotta do is give it a little splash. Just like that. And then, you know, by the time it's ready to go, that seed will be dry, but it'll be 50 degrees cooler. I ever tell you about the time I became the most hated person in one of my college classes? My professor started handing out $5 to whoever got the best test score. And that just happened to be me. And so that really just goes to show you, cheating's not worth it. I think there's a weed or two in here. So another sad thing about these musk thistles is when you're seeing purple, it's too late. Even if that plant starts dying, it's gonna start shooting seeds, and those seeds are gonna be viable. But I'm not wasting my time. There's still some underdeveloped ones that we are gonna keep from going to seed, but yeah, this plant went too far. This one reminds me of my my friend Carly. She has scoliosis. Surprised the raccoons haven't gotten to that one yet. It was yesterday at 2 o'clock when we sprayed these sunflowers, so about 24 hours ago. You can see how curled they are. Love seeing that. You know, the drought's getting crazy when Dad starts getting ready for a scorpion invasion. So my next project that I'll probably start in 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how quickly I heal up, is these few gates right here. They're really crappy. This one's super weak. That one, you gotta carry it all the way around, and we use those a lot. I'm gonna rip all 3 of them out, sink oil well pipe right there, and right there, and then weld up 3 gates. And these tubes are gonna go high enough a tractor can fit under them, and then okay. I put sunscreen on before I came out, and now I'm sweating and it's running my eye hole. Anyway, at the top of these, whew. Yeah, that's better. At the top of them, we'll weld them together so they stay standing upright. Have a nice solid welded framed gate right there, and then another one hanging that way. Oh, my eyes are on fire. Oh! Check to make sure we got enough oil well. I might have to run to here to get some air. Looks like we got 4 of the smaller size. Where's that medium? But only one of the big. It's gonna take 3 of those shoving into the ground. Probably put them 5 foot deep. Sackcrete them in. Probably have them about 14-ish. 14, that's pretty high. Maybe about 12 foot high. I don't know how Dad can live like this. Hey, how are you sitting on well pipe? What's that? What's your biggest size? It's about like 4 inches or 3 7/8 or something like that.
4.5 is the biggest.
Okay, and what's that per foot?
The 2 7/8 is 305, and then the 3.5 is 325.
Okay. That's all I got for now. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The 4.5-inch stuff is dang near double the 3.5-inch stuff. Go make sure what we got out there is the 4.5. Be nice if the 3.5 would be strong enough. That would save me a few $100. By golly, that's the 3.5-inch. That should work. Stick that down on the ground. So dang tight. So in a week or two, we're gonna be hauling manure, and there's a lot of junk around here, and we just don't need this sitting here. Calving season is 9 months away, something like that. So we'll get rid of this, clean the manure off, and then maybe later this summer, I think this is kind of how we want it. We can set up some continuous fence to about here permanently. Calving was quite a while ago, but the first year on this pad of concrete was super nice. This is where we basically calved, all of our first calf heifers. So during the day they'd come out on here, eat, and then during the night they'd be in the building all safe, and they never had to walk through a lick of mud. It was awesome. And for us, we didn't have to walk through mud when we were working on here, so we definitely liked it. Wasn't, 1.5 foot deep of mud, so definitely gonna keep calving with that. Yeah, there's a little manure that seeped down in there last year before we set all that up. Put some clay in, some fill, because that concrete was built up, and so we're gonna have to replace some of that. And actually, when that dries out, I'd like to clean it out a little bit better. Yeah, keep on doing stuff while I can. So since I keep talking about hauling manure probably next week, we got crops in all of our fields, so we're gonna have to spread that on some hayland, which ain't no thing. We take on those haylands, we take a lot of nutrients off, so good opportunity after we got it cut, just put it all back with some high quality organic manure. I don't know what that is. Sure hope a critter didn't poop that out. That would bloody hurt, eh? Jeff just texted me. He said, looks like the alfalfa should turn out good. Very excited for our crop. Good. Glad he's positive. I'm replying back to Jeff. Looks like 20 bales to the acre to me. Those suckers were a little too big to spray. That'll be it for today. Dad's over at Jeff's right now. He's box scraping that big feedlot over there, and that's gonna take him a while. I don't know, we got some cutting done. Tomorrow we'll be baling, raking and baling what we cut 2 videos ago. So we got a decent amount of acres to do. Other than that, like I said a few times, maybe be moving some manure with a fancy demo. So be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. We really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. This guy, he's pretty flexible. Dang. Good for him. Kind of a show off though, if you ask me.